My name is Donald J. Bigham. I'm a retired major from the United States Army after 27 years. I'm married to a beautiful wife, Kelly. We have 5 children and 4 grandbabies. Spent 27 years in the military, 2-time world champion in powerlifting, and I'm also a world record holder. What led up for me to have double knee surgery in November of 2020, the summer of 2017, I was deployed in Yemen as a U.S. Army infantry officer. Some unfortunate accidents happened, and an item fell on my big toe and broke my toe. And I had to modify my gait for the next 3 months of that deployment. And with that, I developed tendinopathy on my patella tendon on my left knee. And then as you continue, over about a year time span, I did some PRP and some advanced physical therapy on it and just was not able to heal it properly. So as I was continuing my training through that, I ended up putting a lot of extra stress on my right knee because it was offset because of the stress on the left. And then I ended up having a meniscus and a MCL tear on the right knee. And at that point, I knew it was time for surgery so that I could allow myself to recover 100%.
Donny is an elite weightlifter. One knee, he had a meniscus tear, which is a tear of some of the cartilage in your knee with loose fragments. I did an arthroscopy on that side. And on the other side, he had what we call patellar tendinosis, which is partial damage to one of the major tendons around your knee. And so we had to debride the damaged tissue and repair that. Donny was determined to have both knees worked on at the same time. Now, that's not our usual routine to do 2 knee surgeries at the same time, but for certain individuals who are very high functioning, very fit, and in good physical health, we can do that. But that was done as an outpatient, and he immediately started in rehabilitation here at Apex Performance.
We got Donny within about 24 hours after surgery. He came in and obviously on 2 crutches, both knees operated on at the same time. For him, each of them had their own parameters. Donny is a very devoted person, right? And I was able to kind of give him a lot of instruction, and he took care of his business at home too. Our exercise selection and the weights that we had to use were definitely different for him than it might have been for somebody else. We were 3 weeks out of surgery and deadlifting over 200 pounds, which sounds scary, right? But for him, it was a low threshold. Whereas for somebody else, including myself, that might be a little bit too much stress too fast. So it was really about identifying what was the appropriate stress level that we're not going to jeopardize his surgery, but we're actually going to make a change and make him, stronger and help him get to what his end goal is, which is really returning to the stage and being able to lift and compete at a high level.
And then as we continued after the first few weeks with some of those advanced modalities, we moved in some mid, and post-type assessments to include the math lab. And that's when Dr. Patel was able to get involved, and we was able to use some force plates initially with the deadlift. For me to be able to return post 10 weeks, I was squatting over 365 pounds, and that is hamstring to calf at almost an age of 50 years old, and deadlifting over 405. According to Josh and Dr. Patel, they have a lot of young college athletes that's not able to return that quick.
Here at Prisma Health Orthopedics, we have excellent diagnostic facilities, we have excellent outpatient surgery facilities, and we really believe in the continuum of health. From injury to the office to see the orthopedic surgeon to surgery, and then we have Apex rehabilitation. And it's a continuum. We have to have excellent physical therapy, excellent performance enhancement to get an athlete of this level back to their functioning levels.
It's been now 13 months since I completed the surgery, and everything is on track. I'm back doing 100% of everything I was doing about 18 months before the surgery. I'm at full speed. I'm training. It's going very well. I will turn 50 this upcoming year, and I'm excited to get back on the platform and hopefully be a representative for Team USA again and get a chance to compete against some of the best in the world.